Hello and welcome to another episode of Stock Shots. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion based on some things I see, like support and resistance, supply, demand, and of course, some indicators that may be on the screen. So always do your own due diligence. Make sure you educate yourself and always look to the left because we're looking at things that have already happened to think about what things may do in the future. So this is another episode of Stock Shots. Welcome.
All right, here we go with the C fund. As you can see, we still are in a downward movement. We had a very strong bounce in the daily candle. So let's go to the weekly. Currently, we are lower than our last week's close. So if you look here, you'll see this was our previous week close. This was our week that just closed candle. We're still within this candle. So if you're looking to see if you're supposed to stay in the G fund or go back into the C fund, you have some, let's say, indecision. Because you came down here, we bounced off of the 5201.98 level and proceeded to go back up. Does that mean we were back into a bullish trend? Was this just another pullback that was needed? Well, first let's measure the pullback and see if that was in fact a pullback. So let's measure it from here down to here. And that was only 2%. So if it was a 2% pullback, hey, great, not a problem. We need follow through. What we're getting in the weekly is that we have divergence. So weekly divergence will tell you some things as well. What does it tell me? Well, I'm expecting a move down now. So it looked like this week was a test of the 5201.18 area. At this point, it looks like it does want to go down a little bit further. And if it does, I'm expecting the 52.152 area. That's the next area I have marked here. I need to change that to support. So hold on, because that's probably in a different time frame. There we go. So that's going to be support at this moment. This one is also going to be support. Let's change that. If you hear my dog in the background, she just came in and she wants to lay down in here. I don't know why. She just wants to be around me. But at this point, we are looking for more downward movement. And if you looked at last week's video, you'll notice that we talked about if it went up, it would be great. We will look at the 5,500 area essentially. But the next area was 54490. If we were looking in a downward, aka a bearish trend, we would look for it to come down to our next area of support, which would be down here. It was previously here, came here, rejected. Right now we're in that I don't know pattern. Okay, so if you're still unsure, keep your money out the market if you're unsure. Right now I'm back in the G fund. I was in there for a couple of days. Once it broke the daily 14-day moving average, I just got back into the G fund. I'm cool with that. So let's talk about the S fund, and that's going to be, here we go, Dow Jones. Same thing. This one's a little bit more clear, right? So if we're going to complete this M pattern, we would have to come down. Our next area is going to be around here. And actually, let's go up and see. Is that actually our next area? So let's place an area right here. And the reason we're doing this is because we have areas where price has bounced off of this previously. It has paused, it has stopped, it has bounced, or it has rejected. So at this point, we're looking for the same thing that happened again here at support. If it continues from further down than this, we have, let's do another one here. So why are we putting one here? So it lines up with essentially what happened here on this candle. On this candle, we came down, we hit support, and we bounced up. A rejection. Same thing here. But I want to see if this is going to continue down the weekly time frame. Am I going to hit this level here, which is 1961.96? Am I going to reverse off of that, or am I going to continue down? If I continue down, I'm looking for a minimum of, let's see here. Wrong one. I hate when I do that. This one. I'm looking for here a minimum because this is the next structure that needs to be broken. So if we continue down, I'm looking for a 1928.33 for the next area. If we are looking to go up, of course, we have to break our last area that we just broke as a support. Is now going to be resistance, and that's 2038 right here. We will have to break that going up. So we're not done yet. We still got to do our other funds. We got the international fund. International fund is, ooh, all right now. So the international fund is still going sideways. We have a lot of rejection on weekly candles going up, but at the same time, it's not looking too hot because we still have divergence. So far, we have divergence in all three of our favorite funds. The S, the C, and now the I fund has divergence. So when I'm talking about divergence, that is when the strength of the market indicates that it is going down, but price action indicates it is going up. At this point here, it looks like it should start coming down some more. So of course, I'm looking for the next area, and that's going to be up here. And that's our next structure, which it bounced off of. That was 79.86. If it breaks below that, you know it's probably going to come down. There's a gap here, and I'm pretty sure this gap is in the daily time frame. Let's look. Yeah, so gap in the daily time frame starts around 78.44 and goes down to 78.30 or 78.29. At this point, we are looking at some downward motion, and all of them. We had a gap that was filled here, so we can get rid of that. That's why it's important sometimes to look at your daily time frame and your weekly time frame. It gives you some confirmation on what you may be thinking. And of course, we're not done. We still got to look at the bond fund. So the bond fund is telling us what? Well, it's still in its channel. It came out, rejected, went up. At this time, you're seeing a lot of hammer candles. I still see a downward trend. With this downward trend, of course, if we're looking at that, our next area is coming right back here to that support of 95.31. If we can break, and that's important, if we can break this current trend, we will look to go up at least to 96.89. If we could really get up there, 97.54. That would be our next areas. So that's it for this week on Stock Shots. Hope you enjoyed. See you next week. And if you made it to the end, you might as well go ahead and subscribe. At least like the video. Appreciate you. All right. See you next week.